Hey, everybody.
Boo!
Boo!
Did I already open a video that way?
You already opened... I'm sure you've opened like 3 videos that way by now.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Second week of the second Sunday of Halloween.
Halloween is a month.
Halloween is a month, and it's always a struggle having to find things for Halloween or for the other stuff.
It's not that much of a struggle. You just play normal things and say boo and use Dracula voice.
I guess. Oh, hold on. So we are coming back to Rachel.
Because she's spooky. Because
Rachel is spooky, and we did her last week, so we got to do her again this week. We have to finish up the storyline. Spooky. So where we are going to pick up is on Hakumen.
Okay.
So she, I don't know if you remember, walks down here and Hakumen's just here. She calls him a clown.
Why have you come here?
Yeah, I remember that before this she destroys Carl because everyone does.
Yeah.
Vulcanhain kind of shows his hand a little bit by talking to Nirvana, and they know each other and he can communicate with that thing.
Do you want to do this again, or should we just skip through it?
It's the same thing we did before,
yeah,
right?
That's true. Yeah, that was last week. Have we said welcome to BlazBlue Character Snark yet?
Happy Halloween!
Have we just been saying Halloween?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to BlazBlue and its Character Snark and its Calamity Trigger. So,
who else has she fought? I know she fights... Yeah. And that doesn't go very far.
Not really.
Like, she doesn't
does.
She doesn't really do that much with it, even though we know she knows the weird Noelle shit.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
But she's not gonna say it out loud outside of the weird hospital bed dream zone, I guess.
Something like that, yeah.
And how did the true ending end? Remind me.
The true ending ends with, oh god, I'm not actually 100% sure. I don't quite remember.
Did she erase our memories when the timeline
ghost.
shifted?
No, the ghost. It was the...
Oh shit, that's what it was.
Do you remember that ghost?
I remember that we didn't, like, have a big confrontation with a character, like, new or whatever, so much as just... Yeah, it was just she talked to a ghost and he called her a shitty vampire, and Nago made that face. That's what I remember the most, is that face that Nago made.
Yeah, that stupid face that Nago made.
Ooh, I do want to say, because in order to do the Character Snark art, I had to go to the BlazBlue Wiki. That's always, you know, a double-edged sword because we're trying to avoid any major spoilers. Yeah. But I found out... Firstly, that her image gallery has a whole bunch of, like, supplementary, like, promotional material where she's, like, posing in swimsuits with Noelle, which feels out of character for both of them and really uncomfortable.
Kinda out of character for both of them.
Yeah, like, it was just kind of creepy, because it just seemed completely just, oh, we're just these dead-eyed blondes just sort of posing together for your pleasure, and it's like, That's the really spooky
Holy shit,
thing.
That was really clutch. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh god, yeah, it was. So what was different this time?
Okay, so Begone Harlequin, it's the whole of the thing, he gets taken. And then remember, originally, it's like, oh, it's the ghost did something or something. And then she goes and fights Kokonoe. Well, she goes and fights Taker, and then Taker turns out to be the key to the teleportation. Then she meets Kokonoe.
All we can do is watch.
I think part of why I'm forgetting a lot is because I recently just made the point of uploading a bunch of BlazBlue art to my DeviantArt, which meant I went through a bunch of the old videos to get links, and I think that erased my memory a little bit.
There's the face you like.
Yeah, there it is.
I never had much use.
Yeah, like I just kept thinking like, oh, well, I've just looked at this video and this video and this video. Like, what the hell did we do last week?
I had to look up what the fuck she was talking about here. And I remember saying at the time, I was like Occam's razor. And we were just kind of like, I looked it up. Occam is not a real person. She really does mean Occam's razor.
Okay.
She's phrasing it poorly because it's named after the creator whose last name was Occam. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I've never had much use for Mr. Occam, but perhaps I was wrong. Which means oh, it was Occam's razor. It's the simplest explanation, which is what Occam's razor is. It's
like, this ghost we had never heard of before is the simplest explanation.
For her, it's the simplest explanation because it's like, well, what could change everything? That one thing that changes everything.
And that makes sense that if it's something that she knows about and we don't.
Yeah, but we have no idea about it at all.
Yeah, that this would be her reaction. Shitty vampire. Anyways, the wiki informed me that there's also a character named Raquel Alucard. You know, like Rachel with a Q. That's a real way to spell it. From another dimension. Who's like sends her version of the Blood Edge, who isn't Ragna, but more or less is Ragna, to the regular continuity? For some reason, I decided to not read what the hell was going on there.
Yeah, that's probably the plot of another game.
Yeah, I was like, I'm backing up. But it was like, what the fuck? There's like 2 Rachels. It's like, the rabbit hole is deep.
You remember that when we first started playing the game, we couldn't figure out what her name was immediately, so we were calling her Rachel and Rochelle?
I'm pretty sure that was just you.
Yeah, well, I did it, and then in the comments, people were just kind of laughing at me, I think. I don't remember. They were like, wow, it's weird that they're tripping over such an easy pronunciation.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's,
like, well, you
that's
don't
the
always
basics.
spell it that way.
That's the basic form of the word. The name Rachel. Like, you can add extra vowels and stuff, but, like, that's the simplest and most phonetic way to do it. It's just Rachel.
I'm so used to Rachel with an A after the E.
I find that weird.
I don't know. Like Michael. Michael is a weird one that you spell that way, too.
Yeah, but that's, like you see more people with it spelled that way than the other way.
Princess?
It's just, like, the most I think the most common spelling of Rachel is the one that we've got here.
It could be.
Pretty sure it's the way it's spelled in Animorphs.
Is this where he falls and then floats back up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to go through all of this. There's a decision in here somewhere, right?
It's there's just a decision. Sorry, I figured I'd give you more time to do your explanation.
Yeah, no, just the whole everything. We're gearing back up.
You want to leave that guy
alone?
He might be no good at
So what was the decision we had to make?
So
I don't remember.
That's the question. It's why should I waste my time on a charlatan like him? Or, oh, I shall see that he receives his just deserts, but in due time.
I remember
that was the original selection that we had. Mm-hmm. And that was, we go and see Kokinoe, and we let Kokinoe know that she's improving every time the time resets or whatever, and that he's on his way, and that she needs to beat him up, basically, and then she fucks off.
Okay.
So the other one is, why should I waste my time on a charlatan like him? And that's the option we're going for.
So we let that asshole ghost live, basically.
Why should I waste my time on a
we don't
charlatan
only
like
just
him?
let him live, we just completely forget it and go, nah, fuck it, he's not worth it at all.
Okay, it seems like it's important to beat him up, though.
You'd think
I
so.
will say this only once.
Yeah.
Do not speak of him in my presence again. Ever.
She's just striking it from the record.
Consequences.
I
Okay.
guess.
I won't.
Princess.
Weird. I mean, we forced her to choose this, but it does seem like an odd choice.
Yeah, so now someone's coming. Because we haven't sat around waiting to go and fight Take or whatever the fuck.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, we didn't fight him last time.
It's
What the hell?
Ragna the Blood Edge.
I missed him.
Yeah, I did too. I was surprised he didn't show up in the true story mode at all for Rachel. Oh, it was all part of my master plan, Ragna. You didn't totally catch me here just because I happened to be here.
Is that all?
It's like, if you go off and decide to deal with the ghost, though, what? Like, he just wanders around and nothing happens?
That's a really highbrow insult.
What?
Plato may have believed the forms were incorporeal and atemporal, but here you are before me, the form of a fool. So she's saying this is what Plato believed about the bodies, and here you are, not in those forms, but as a fool instead.
By someone kicking back in the box seats.
Real smug vampire face. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
she's just saying shit that she knows that no one's gonna try and check to see what she actually said.
Yeah, and Ragna apparently knows that she's just an observer. So he's like, oh, fuck you, I'll beat up the audience.
Vicious accusations. Why the venom, Grim Reaper? I don't believe you're after me.
She's flirting. Just a little
She's
bit.
always like that.
With Ragna,
yeah, with Ragna, she always acts this way. So, like, this is not really unusual.
Yeah.
And he's taking swings at her. I think every time she does that vanish reappear thing, that's him taking a swing.
Yeah, because he knows he can't do much. It's just to annoy her and maybe make her go away.
Yeah,
do we have any special requirements for these fights?
Not this one in particular, no.
Okay.
Although Ragna is real strong right now, and I'm not quite sure why.
I recall, didn't I fight as him at the end of our last episode?
Yeah, you did, because we didn't see him in
it.
the episode.
I sucked at it.
You didn't really suck at it. You were okay.
Yeah, no, like, it's just been a long time since I've played Ragna, and he works differently from the kinds of characters I usually go for. He's not that jumpy.
Yeah.
But whenever you play him, it's terrifying.
That's fine. I really need to get rid of him right now is what needs to happen here. Oh, fuck. He's hurting me really bad.
He's up in your face. You can use your lightning on him if he's hitting you.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but I want to get some of my stuff out first. Come on. Be dumb enough. Ass.
I love George.
George is pretty good, yeah.
He's not doing much yet. Oh, there he goes. He is truly... Did they make George plush? Have we discussed this?
No, we've discussed the Tau one on stream, but we found out at some point that they don't make Tau Kaka plush.
Yeah, which is
I'm gonna guess that if they don't make Tau, they sure as fuck don't make George.
So... Honestly, all of Rachel's companions should be a plush.
Oh, she's just walking in on him.
What are you doing?
She's slapping him in the face.
I like how her pets kind of have to go back and forth with her because of the way the art's set up. Like, I doubt...
Oh, she hit him with a closed fist.
Oh.
Jeez.
Why you?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like her style.
Yeah, that's not what she usually does. I think she usually slaps things. But what were you saying about the pets?
I doubt that there's a version of, like, Nago back there that isn't attached to this picture of Rachel. So she can't just walk away from him.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems so weird, yeah.
For the sake of something like this, like, I would have put him on his own layer, and then, like, his tail is wrapping around, that would be a layer, and then, she would be around. And we know that Guy is, because he can float around. He can go up and down.
I bet you there is a version of Nago that isn't attached to her like this. I bet you there is a separate one, but they never let it leave her. Like, because I don't know. I swear to God, it seems like that would be a dumb thing.
Well, she's walking up to punch him in the face, and Nago's, like, sniffing up on him down there. Seems a little awkward as all. Especially with the way he stands, so he's kind of slouched forward like that.
So, she's berating Ragna for being a softie. Which is what everybody's...
That's what I like about him.
Like, a lot of people have kind of uncovered this about him. Like, he's the Grim Reaper, and he's destroyed cities, and he's all this other shit. And he's this big, deep, like, edgy motherfucker who's a vampire. And it's like, no, he's just a softie. You ask him to, and he'll give you meat, and he'll pay for your lunch, like, 3 times over. He has no money, and he'll do it. It's just like, God damn it, Ragnar.
At the end, he's just, like, inviting you to dine and dash with him. But, like, he is nice. I like that.
You're here only
Why were you born?
Aren't you?
Rude.
To end it all.
I was just...
Does he know he's the Black Beast?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, is this... does he do this stuff because he knows?
Oh, different picture.
Look at the way she looks at him.
What's with you? You're creeping me out.
Find yourself someone who looks at you the way that Rachel looks at Ragna. Like, look at
with a combination of pity and flirt, and probably wants to bite you.
I think she's just telling him he's fucked up.
Never admit defeat.
Yeah, that look of pity love is just... It burns itself into your face.
You are ugly and pathetic and broken.
He's not ugly.
I think she's saying even if those things happen. He also almost called her Rabbit at the beginning, and now he's calling her Rachel, like, straight up, which is weird for him.
Please,
Yeah, it's because it's serious time.
Aww.
Please, you ugly, pathetic whatever. Just do the
Broken
thing.
whatever you are.
That's what I was planning to do anyway. So this is the climax, huh?
I love that Ragna has
Now
such
it's
great...
Ragna's storyline.
He has such great chemistry with everyone who antagonizes him.
Well, Rachel's not really an antagonist. It always seems like she's just fucking around with him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean like an antagonist. I mean
she's not even fighting him.
She's antagonizing him by like just messing with him.
So ...
Dreaming.
And now she's dreaming.
A terribly long dream.
Right. Is this the
This I think this is I don't remember. We saw this the last time and I don't think it actually told us where it was.
That is not how I struggled to wake myself from the
This was the background, but these are different words, I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Perhaps it is time to give up.
She can't make Ragna do the thing, so why live? Whatever that thing is she needs him to do.
It would appear I have failed once again.
And this time she's just neglected to go, like, tell Kokonoe anything, so...
No, she just doesn't give a fuck.
In this very
So just this weird despair she's going through just comes from us giving up on that ghost.
doors of the abyss.
Yeah.
And here
It's
I
like,
am.
man, that ghost isn't worth bothering with. Nothing's worth bothering with. Ragna's ugly.
Whoa.
He's not, though.
Somebody said something.
Huh. Huh.
This voice.
Rachel,
It's Ragna.
Aw.
sorry. And thanks.
What are you gonna do? Are you apologizing because you're gonna destroy things? Ah, hi.
Are you awake, milady?
She wake up back at the beginning of the day. Is Rachel just like Groundhog Day, the character, then?
She might be.
In fact, I feel quite
I bet that Valkenhayn's probably in on it, too. Like, he probably
Groundhog
remembers
Day,
things.
by the way, just a little aside here,
You
is
indeed.
the most terrifying Halloween spooky movie ever.
I've never seen it.
It's about Bill
In
Murray
that
getting
case,
stuck in
I
a
shall
time
prepare
warp where he
the
just
most
has to relive the
exquisite
same
tea
day over and over
before you
again.
Well, I know what
return
it's
to your
about.
customary foul
So,
temper.
it's pointed out eventually in the movie, things start to happen where he'll do things like accidentally fall off a building and wake back up at the beginning. And there are scenes where he just says fuck it and walks out in front of traffic just to restart the day.
Huh.
I shall be waiting.
Anyways.
Yeah, like it honestly, I think at some point they asked the director-writer how long they think Bill Murray spent living the same day over and over again, and he said it was at least a decade, if not 15
Of
years.
course, madam.
Maybe that is what's happening here, because she said that he should take her tea to the courtyard, and that's where she
Yep,
starts
and that's
this.
where it starts, and he brings the tea out, and he goes, oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
He seems mysterious and plotty, like he would know what's going on. But maybe not.
The alternate truth is yet to be found.
Have we remarked on the fact that the moon seems to be a really strong motif with her menacing people?
No, but I guess it kind of
'Cause
makes
she's a
sense
rabbit?
for it to be. Yeah, so Carl, by the way, where this one starts over at the beginning, but I think this will be the last storyline that we have. So it's a few fights, and they vary almost right at the beginning. They're going to start changing up.
Okay.
You can make some mistakes.
Remind me, why does she show up here?
She's trying to go somewhere else and winds up just winding up here instead.
Is that Nirvana's fault? Does it suck
It's
people
not
in?
explained. It's not actually explained.
That's weird that this starts with a random happenstance fuck up.
The wheel of fate.
Anyways, Carl can go. I learned from the internet the term shit in your hands and clapped. He can do that.
That okay? What the fuck is that?
I just assume it's literally what it sounds like.
Probably.
Because I don't think it needs to be a greater innuendo. But he can just go do that.
Hey, enjoy that George the fucking a million.
George the Million. That's when he gets up on his hind legs and starts singing when nobody's looking.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't even remember
just-
the name of that frog.
Michigan.
Michigan,
His name was
that's
Michigan,
right. Michigan
J.
J.
Frog.
Frog. Yeah.
He was
It
like
took me a
a
second.
teacher in Tiny Toons sometimes when he wasn't being dissected in a science class in Tiny Toons.
They dissect their teachers in class.
It's wacky. It's a joke. Because, I don't know. I think they're all, like, invincible anyways. Whatever.
Yeah, so we beat the absolute shit out of him, and then we have an option. So in the original option, we selected let us leave him.
And then
this
Vulcanheim came in
time,
and took him to the doctor.
We're going to select I believe he requires a lesson in manners.
Oh god, are we going to kill him?
Let's
You are
just
still in
beat
rather
on
dire
Carl.
need of manners. Perhaps you would like
Take
to
his
beg
hat.
for mercy. Is that what you would like to do, you spoiled brat?
Oh god.
To be fair, he deserves this.
He probably does a little
How
bit.
shall I punish you?
Well, at least a little bit, because he always just walks up to random people to fight them, and just clearly, he's writing
He's a
checks his ass.
vigilante, but he's like
cash.
attacking random people.
Yeah, he's attacking people for like information or because they look spooky. Ah, he's here. Why are you here, Bang?
The man, the legend, the Bang.
I have been watching
The
from
joke
afar.
storylines, almost always.
Almost always.
And you call yourself a
Have there been
warrior.
joke storylines that he hasn't been in?
Was he normal in the storyline for Jean? Because I feel like he
yes,
was just in
because
there.
Jean killed his
That young
master in
man
the
is
other
my
city.
Cute little disciple.
So that was a
Yeah.
serious
Bang
thing.
Shishigami can
Oh
never
yeah, this is
look
one of
this.
those timelines where Carl
for
is
some
important to someone.
strange reason this keeps happening. I wholly expect Carl to be the next person who gets a line, and he goes, "No, I'm not."
Who?
I just said I'm Bang Shishigami.
I
This
think
matter does not concern you. I
the
suggest you leave.
storylines that Bang touches are very few and seem
But
to
I
be
just
completely
told you
separate
that
from the
boy is my
main
apprentice.
Ragna and New stuff.
Yeah.
So like maybe she just legitimately doesn't know who he is. She could just be being snotty.
This unsullied child would associate with a man such as
Why does she-
Unsullied child. This is some massive, like, insulting implications towards Bang here. This
Yeah,
is,
I'm
this
not
is
sure.
a little rude.
He's also
I'm
a
not sure what
vigilante
she's
like
really
myself.
implying there.
Yeah.
Besides, the kinds of fights vigilantes
I
get
onest
involved in are
posted
very
a
limited.
picture of Bang to a
Which leads
Discord
me
chat
to
I'm in,
believe
part
that
of
you
a
have
discussion
done
about
something
like
terrible.
design stuff.
You cannot
Just
fool me with your
I don't
appearance.
remember exactly. And someone said like
Now,
he had like the
fight fair and
lewdest
square.
outfit they had ever seen.
It's pretty lewd. It's like
It was a joke, but like
it's
look
like
at
a
those hip windows.
reverse tank top with some kind of not quite assless chaps.
Yeah,
And you can clearly see his
everything.
I almost said bottom knot. His instead of top knot, like as opposed to top knot. It's a loincloth. He's got a loincloth on underneath.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see those pelvic lines that dudes have.
Nago, Pete,
It. Yeah, that
let's
V
go.
going down to the bottom of the pants. Yeah.
Oh,
And his boobs. They're all out and proud.
I mean, he's not showing his nipples, so like I don't know. Maybe they're hidden in his sleeves.
It's
I just
anime. He
don't
might
get
just
it.
not have them.
I mean, that's possible.
Alright.
It's a
Yeah.
graphical
Are we just
choice.
leaving?
I don't draw nipples.
You have failed to
It's kinda like not
curiosity,
drawing
and I do
nostrils.
not
Okay,
accept
okay.
this
I was
man.
kidding.
I'm just saying, sometimes you leave details out when
so
it's just
you
gonna make
choose
things
to
clutter.
run? You coward!
Rachel just doesn't like sweaty people, apparently.
He's been called sweaty before by someone. Maybe it was Tao, I don't
Straight to the
remember.
cauldron.
Someone called him sweaty, and people keep calling him old. He does not look that old.
Fate's like, he's legitimately gonna try and just beat Rachel up here.
Well, he's not gonna succeed. What? What?
He might be succeeding, I don't know. You were literally in the middle of saying he's not gonna succeed.
I don't like where this is going.
Whoog.
Oh dear.
Don't you touch her.
What is this place?
No,
Why
looks
did
like they got teleported.
Why did you bring her here?
I don't think he brought her
dear.
here.
It would seem we are not where we should be.
What?
You disgust me.
Did
Maybe
she
they
just-
jumped from the top, and in grabbing her and like twisting in a way, he threw her into this place instead. Because it's a tiered city. It goes from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
hilarious.
I was thinking maybe she's just got, like, teleport malfunctions, just
What am
because
I
that's how
doing
she ended up in the city.
Oh no, he has no idea how the fuck he got here either, so it must just be
The
teleported.
timeline's jumping?
Warp I've heard about?
What?
I don't know.
My years of rigorous training. I never would have imagined I would get to see
Okay,
this.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
that
no, he must have
probably-
grabbed her
Space-time
as
jump
she
with my very
jumped
own
and
eyes.
teleported both of them.
Maybe they came here because he was thinking of here?
Maybe.
Don't tell me.
Huh.
Are you the one who did this?
Okay.
Could you be a top-class vigilante?
I love his
Is that
logic.
a thing with
It's
classes?
almost unbelievable that a small child such as yourself can be a true master of the art.
Someone has incredible power and he
does go.
automatically
Don't judge a
assumes they're
book by its
Batman.
Then, could she be the descendant of a master?
Oh.
It's possible. If she's
She's
been trained by
just
masters
got
from a
her
young
ears
age,
covered. She's
then
ignoring the
it's
shit out of
entirely
him.
possible.
I think she's just fixing her hair as he's rambling on and on about nothing.
Yeah, I like to think though she's just got her ears covered
I
because it's
suppose
like,
your
you're not
departure was too
important,
much to
I'm gonna
hope for.
ignore you.
She's like, oh, you're still here.
Humbly apologize
He lives
for
here.
my impudence earlier,
Yeah.
although I was unaware of who you were.
Okay, so now that
attitude
you know
was
she has
inexcusable.
space-time warping abilities,
Well,
you're not gonna
he's
beat her
now
out?
working under the assumption that she is like the descendant of a master vigilante. Or like some other sort of master that he bows to in some way. So he's like, oh fuck, this is a princess. Shit.
He's
I
writing
require
fan
more
fiction in his head.
Yeah, something like that.
She's just gonna have tea?
The perfect atmosphere for a nap. No?
But
They just
I must
don't give a
question
shit.
what you were doing to my cute little disciple.
It's creepy when he says it like that.
Perhaps he insulted you in some manner? Nonetheless,
Carl
that could be a
insults us when
youthful
he
mistake,
exists.
and it was by no means his true intent.
Carl's existence
what
is
I
an
would like to
insult? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
P, would you be so kind as to adjust the mirror
Just
upward?
in general.
You
Jeez.
said it! Too high.
He's just. Did you notice that he was basically like, if he insulted you, he probably didn't mean it. Like,
Your
Yeah.
punishment will be forthcoming.
this is the best you got.
That's too much.
She's not even paying
Which
attention
is
to him
why,
anymore.
no matter
She's
how
just
good
given
of
up.
an education you receive or how well off your family
Yeah, we
is,
haven't even
you cannot look down
fought
on others.
him yet.
Not to mention, both you and Carl are but children. You must not resolve your differences with your fists.
This is a fight in some way. It's a fight with boredom while he just blathers.
It hurts.
Are you saying that kids shouldn't fight?
please.
And then you've taken in
You've taken in a
this-
vigilante child.
this military academy student as your
that's the
your
case.
ninja apprentice?
Do you understand now?
Like, I feel like fighting is already on the plate for Carl, so it's fine when we beat him up.
Go ahead.
I take a moment to consider what the creature has said. If I remember correctly, this man too carries a Nox Nictoris?
Yeah, like I think it might be the nail on his back, but Nox Nictoris is the name for Jean's sword, Noelle's guns, the Nirvana herself is a Nox Nictoris. I think the sword that Ragna carries is a Nox Nictoris.
But it's not the grimoire. That's his...
No, that's its own thing.
okay.
I think that's its own thing.
Okay.
But the weird, like, continual push about all of these characters is that most of them seem to have specialized weapons that may or may not be, like, magic tech, I guess.
Okay. I would very much like to simply ignore the pestilent creature in front of me and attend to other more important matters. But if he was chosen by a Nox-class weapon, then he too must have an important role in this play.
This is what happens to the play if you take a wrong turn. Bang is the bottom of the play.
What?
It's literally like if you fall off the stage, Bang is just sitting at the bottom, and he's ready to jump out and start a completely different play with you off the stage down in the audience area instead.
He's just in the orchestra pit?
play. Yeah, he's just down there getting ready for like anybody who takes a wrong turn and fucks the play up. He immediately jumps in and changes the whole plot of the fucking play. He is the living embodiment of like forgetting your lines.
He's an understudy that decided to just start moshing in the orchestra pit, and if you
an-
fall in, he will catch you.
He's an understudy who immediately becomes the director the moment you fuck up.
Then again,
And the writer and everything else.
When does he start glowing, and then robots show up, and then Tao becomes his baby or
Every
something?
single story. That's always what happens. And then,
So we
yes,
kill
for
him,
some
right?
strange reason, Tao becomes his pet or something. I don't know.
Wheel of Fate is
Yeah, we gotta kill him.
Yeah. Are there
gonna
any
bang
more
up.
branches down
Nope,
here?
this is it.
Okay, this is the... So wait, that was 3 endings.
Yep,
Okay.
she only had the 3.
Okay, that's fine. Why is it that the bang joke endings always come like after one choice? Like one
don't
battle,
know.
you pick choice,
It's
bang
weird,
show up.
right? Like, I've noticed that too. A lot of his stuff seems like very much just... It's right there.
He's clearly not a joke character because he is like he involves himself in Jean by way of backstory about the war hero shit, and he is treated as being, well, like she said, he's got a weapon that's like important, one of them plotty things.
Yeah.
So like. I don't know, I kind of like that they have incorporated the idea of this is a serious character who is a vehicle for the jokes, without him being just a gag character. Like, he is completely canon.
Sorry I'm kind of turtling with Rachel, by the way. Like,
She's hard to control.
it's not that she's hard to control, it's that, like, so many of her moves are just long range and traps and everything else, and it's just like, I'm just gonna sit there and wait for enemies to walk into them, usually. And the AI is, like, both stupid and smart, and that it just chooses not to move if it sees those, and it's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, well, it
dangerous thing
worked.
about you is your prodigious stench. Any fool
Is
armed
he
with so
really
much as a
that
clothespin
smelly?
would have little trouble defeating you.
Jeez. All you need is a clothespin to beat the crap out of Bang, I guess.
Now
Put
then,
on your nose?
let us
Yeah, I
take our
guess.
leave of this disgusting spectacle.
She's like fucking roasting him so bad.
This sad thing is, I like the character, like, I like Bang as a character. And it's every time they remind me that he smells, it just makes me a little upset, because it's like, but he's so nice and fun.
Let me handle
just-
this one.
Can the fun super ninja man not be smelly and creepy? Just let him be fun.
Miss Lychee, let me handle this
Oh
one.
dear.
Well, he's just
It
talking
would
to
seem
himself.
we're
He's
not
got
where
this
we
weird
should be.
friend zone thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I don't
guess.
know if she even knows who he is. Straight up. I think he just looks through her window sometimes.
So there's strange interference with her warp, and it keeps throwing her all over the place.
Huh, okay. So,
For a
I
moment,
kind of
I'm
thought it
afraid
would just
there is
end with
little I can
Bang.
do.
Nope.
Interesting. So it's not really a joke side of the storyline. It was just a.
Well,
It was a
it
filler
just doesn't
episode.
involve Bang.
Sounds good.
It was
As
just a
much as some
filler.
others do, yeah.
Like they took a break to get their driver's licenses
Yeah.
before the big fight.
Is Key not even here?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You're getting eaten! Oh no!
Oh man, Arakune found a kidney.
And it's vibrating.
He's vibrating at an extreme speed.
A vulgar creature of
Fuck.
lower orders. It is rather filthy.
Like
Take
a
care not to
beating
touch it.
heart that he
Like a
lost.
beating kidney. And it's beating way too fast. Like
He ate him.
Dead.
oh, just straight up ate him.
Why wouldn't he? Oh.
I'm scared.
I mean, we knew that people don't immediately die in there. Because
Yeah,
you can
I
pull
guess not.
Ragna out and yell at him for losing a fight or whatever.
Sticky.
Did you just sort of walk out?
He spit him out. He said that it doesn't even have a taste. He was like, this has no taste. I should eat its master instead.
What a filthy insect.
Yeah, I was thinking
You
too
have
much
to
about the
follow my
logistics of being
I
show
bored
you
by
what
Not
Arakune.
to worry. He's just a garbage bag full of fluid, like, and it's
Yeah, we know
permeable.
that.
So you touch it enough, and then you just slip on in.
Yeah, he's just a big
But yeah,
old...
you could just walk out
He's just a
potentially.
demon jello.
Yeah.
Your hubris suggests a resistance to discipline.
Yeah, I imagine
insect.
that Rachel probably would be really tasty by his standards.
By his
Because
standards.
she's got so much plot. She knows all the plots, and that's basically what he eats is plot-relevant
does he go
stuff.
after, is it knowledge in general, or is it just, I can't even remember.
It's stuff related to the boundary and power.
Is she related to the boundary?
She somehow, like, remembers shit
Is
after,
that a boundary
like,
thing, or?
I imagine...
Wow, he's putting up a good fight, actually. He's warping all over the fucking place.
I was under the impression that the boundary
shit.
is, like, between dimensions or between timelines or something. I figured it's probably something she's involved in. If nothing else, we know that she's somehow involved with Jean and the Hakumen stuff, and that is explicitly boundary fucker.
Yeah, okay. This is actually a really good Arakune. Yeah. Arakune.
Yeah,
He's doing a lot of warps, and he's doing a lot of invisible, and
yeah,
his,
invisible
his
is
verse
something
coming out good too.
we don't bother with going invisible when
Yeah,
playing him.
well,
Partly because I don't remember how.
Yeah,
half the time.
mostly because human beings shouldn't do that. It's difficult to fucking control.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get really good at it, I have no doubt that you'd be able to. But
Ooh.
yeah, he might actually beat me here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But he's in the
that
air
missed,
enough
by the
that...
way.
Oh, the George?
No, the big thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Oh, fuck me, dude. Shit, well, I guess we get to watch this.
Shift here as well.
Huh. And this isn't an official, like, an ending.
No, this isn't an actual ending.
Okay.
Oh, it's just immediately Bon Appetit, the end.
Nom 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 nom.
I was kind of hoping we'd get like a
It's rabbit
Arakune
season.
becomes really intelligent or something. Like,
Nah.
nah.
He is intelligent though. Let's not make a mistake here. He's just phased between this dimension and like the hell dimension that is being a garbage bag
I
full
don't
of whatever the
think
fuck he is.
that's what it is. I've gotten the feeling since the beginning that he's supposed to be very eldritch, which would mean he's not phased anywhere. This is just him. This is just what happened to him.
What I'm trying to say, and I didn't mean that literally.
Oh, okay.
It's
I thought
just,
you meant that literally. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, he started as a scientist, and this is something that happened to him. He was intelligent, and he still, like, indicates through a lot of dialogue that he still has that intelligence. He just has this other shit going on, and we know it's boundary related. We know that. So it is kind of a dimension thing, sort of?
Well,
Sort
the
of.
dimension drove him, it turned him into this, would be a better way to put it. It seems very much like it might just be like a knowledge of the dimension, like maybe he saw something he wasn't supposed to.
And it turned him into bugs.
Because that happens in well, it happens in Kafka's work, but that could be seen as a Lovecraft thing as well. Like, just literally becoming some kind of horrible bug monster as a result of seeing things you're not supposed to. In fact, one of the first stories that typically winds up in the Innsmouth mythos or the Cthulhu mythos is a story about a guy who builds a machine that just lets him see other dimensions, and in seeing them, he opens himself to being seen by them and then dies as a result.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's happening
Yeah,
here.
basically.
Looks like he's trying to run. Princess.
So now that he's muttered that out, she knows, if she didn't already, that he really wants to eat
I
Ragna?
do not wish to
Because
be
of that whole Azure shit?
Probably.
any longer than is absolutely necessary.
She probably has faith in Ragna being able to kill it, though, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just, is that an interesting tidbit
You
for
will
her?
remain
Aw,
at least
poor
5
Guy.
yards from me at all times until you have cleansed of that filth. Perhaps you should remain downwind as well.
Aw.
Should
So
I catch a
I'd
whiff of
give
your
him a
odorous
bath.
coating, I
I
believe you know
wouldn't
what
just
will
sort of
follow.
be mean to him until it drips off.
Yeah.
Like, just
And that
put him
goes for me,
in,
too.
like, a pillowcase or something so he can breathe in it, but you don't have to touch him directly. And then you just take him home and dip him in the sink.
You just keep him in your hobo bindle.
Okay.
Go ahead. Read your line.
I have developed reservations in regards to pressing forward.
That's all I could think, though, when you were like, oh, you put him in, like, a fucking pillowcase. It's like, well, how are you going to carry him after that? And it's like, oh, put him on a stick.
By the top of the thing, you just hold it. It's just a sack. But it's a sack that he's not going to suffocate in.
It just seems strange.
It just seems practical if you don't want to touch him, like, directly. The shifts I have seen are far too great, and I fear it is too late for the resolution I hoped for to come to fruition.
Is that a run-on sentence?
It's felt like it. Therefore, I believe that this time I will merely watch. And if by chance a new shift comes into being, I will use every ounce of power under my command to help this world collapse. Wow. Wow.
She's like, oh, if things change and it starts to become good, I'm just gonna fucking, like, completely scrap this one. I hate this one so far.
Yeah. It's like, I had to look at Arcune. Fuck this world.
It would seem I have at least
Bang touched me with his hands because he was punching me. I met a sweaty man.
Yeah, this is the timeline where she encounters Carl, who's awful, and Bang, who I guess is smelly, and Arcune, who's literally made of bugs. It's like, yeah, I can see her just sort of not wanting to deal with this shit. At least she didn't have to deal with that ghost, though.
And then we shall wait. After all,
Is this just where it loops back around to her having tea in the courtyard?
It could be, yeah.
We never get an explanation for her warps going weird, though.
away from the drudgery of the castle
Well, she said it must have been interference, and she assumed that it could have been Arcune causing it.
Maybe.
So,
Falkenheim, if father could see the world as it is now, what would he
Has she
think?
mentioned a father before?
I don't think so, but I think she may have mentioned the idea that she is the continuation of her family, which is very powerful in the past. But I think it was, that may have been when we were doing Arcade. She had a little blurb, and I think the blurb was about she's the next leader of the Alucard family, and yada, yada, yada. It involved her dad being the one that she succeeded.
I do not quite know how I should
Yeah.
answer that.
Is that even the right word?
Oh,
That she succeeded?
Well, I guess
No,
if
she successed. That she came after. That's the word I'm looking for.
she succeeds him. Yes.
Yeah.
I have been plagued by doubt of late, Falkenheim. Do you?
Yeah. So her dad's dead.
Do you
I'm
think I belong at
assuming.
the head of this family?
It
As the
probably,
inheritor
yeah.
of this
Just
mansion?
wait though. He's gonna turn out to be like the main villain of the next game or some shit. I can't assume anyone's dead, especially if they're a vampire.
I don't know. Maybe there can only be one head of the family at any given time.
No, I
Yeah.
suppose you are right.
Like, if she's
Perhaps I
doubting
must
herself here currently, is it just
You
I
wish to
saw
retire
some
to the
gross
bedchamber.
people today.
I shall have
I'm
it
doubting
made.
everything. It's like, really?
Let me stay
Yeah.
here a little longer.
Well, maybe she's just always had
Even
this
if I
this
fall
thing
asleep,
going on,
I should like to stay here.
where she
a little
thinks that
longer.
she's not. The world's
well then,
shittier and
madam. I shall
shittier
bring you
when
a
she's
blanket.
the one who's watching it or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Please.
She's like, I had to touch fucking Bang today in a fight, and he's smelly and disgusting. Am I really the one who should be, like, leading this family?
That's all it took. Aww. He ate all of the
sir.
crumpets.
If you could
Yeah.
only see your daughter now. Your Rachel has grown so much.
Is there gonna be some? Oh, that's the
The
end.
alternate truth is yet to
We're
be
not gonna
found.
learn more about her father.
Nope, I guess that's it.
Well, all right. Is that
So
it?
86%. That's
Oh,
looking
okay.
good. That's all we got. We have 3 storylines left in this, and then I think we're basically done with this game.
Yeah, we have the next game. Haven't touched it yet.
No,
so
not at all. And
this
people have
can
actually
continue.
told us that, hey, the story mode in that is like way better than this one.
Okay. I mean, still, this does set the initial
yeah.
stuff for us.
So,
I'm glad we're
obviously
doing
we're going to do the verses that we do at the end of every
Yeah.
character snark. So, hey.
Please select your character.
Yeah, like we'll get to it. We may. I mean, we still have 3 more characters to go, so I don't have to worry too much
Yeah, no,
about
not too
saying
much.
it. But like, we may do other stuff in between before we get to it. We usually don't go straight from one game into its sequel.
Not usually.
Let's be whatever this is.
I want to do the Halloween town. Is that the Halloween
yes,
town?
it is.
Okay. There we go. I likes me some Halloween Town. Don't judge me.
No, it's appropriate for Halloween. I like that this one ends in a way where I can thematically appropriately be Arakune.
Kind of. Oh god, you're like bubblegum Arakune?
And you're like Gangura.
Wow! I didn't realize that was the color scheme I chose. That's actually a really nice alt.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. What color is my George?
Yeah.
Look at my George! He's like white and yellow with purple with blue accents on him.
And he's killing me.
Yeah.
Is there a version where he looks like Pikachu?
There might be. I don't know.
I am out of practice.
That's okay. Because that just means I'm gonna win.
I'm sure it's okay to you.
Yeah. Oh, you hit my George.
Did I?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
I guess so.
you can hit George. If you hit George, it totally kills him.
Nice.
Oh, fuck. I hate that one.
Okay. I mean, we're being too quiet.
Yeah, I know. We're focusing a little bit too much, and it's
Well, I want to win.
It's getting there.
I want to eat that tasty vampire soul or whatever. I want to eat
you.
I want to eat your
Nothing
bat.
happens if you eat me. We know already. Oh, fuck.
I do like that we're both these pastel pinks on
they're
this
really
monochrome
pretty,
version
right?
of Halloween.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, this looks really good. We're pastel goth today.
A little bit.
Which,
Oh my God.
probably a controversial statement in our Year of the Lord 2018. Pastel goth, not as good as regular goth. Like, it's still good, it's still a lot of things that I like,
That
but
is a controversial statement, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, are you a pastel goth?
No, I'm just saying it's a controversial statement.
Yeah, like, I like color and I like goth shit, but, like, they feel like they're both better when they're more intense on their own than with each other.
Yeah, no, I would agree to that.
Well, you just said it was controversial.
Well, I don't know. I don't know half the shit I say. Like, it's controversial because I might not agree with it, but I know that a lot of people would.
The pastel goth is, but I don't think anyone actually bothers to make a distinction. We're not in the weird
I
feudal
don't
sort of
think so.
era of
Oh,
like
shit.
emo versus goth, and they gotta be like cliques that like make fun of each other on
Yeah.
MySpace. Like, people don't really think about it in that way. But like, it's just it's a good aesthetic, but sometimes going just full darkness or full light just feels more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I would agree to some extent anyway.
But this looks great for what it is.
Yeah.
And we're both kind of candy colored. It's Halloween themed. No, George. I don't want to
my
hurt
God,
you,
why?
George.
Why am I not able to get off my early version? Okay, there it is. It wasn't working for a little bit. I was getting really pissy about it.
Well, I'm glad.
I know you are.
I'm getting the hang of my stuff, sort of.
Oh, fuck.
The weird thing where Arcune zoops down into like backwards is always like I am never quite predict it right.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Get him, George.
No, George. No. Fuck.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. Do you have what it takes?
No, I don't, but I'm gonna try. Because
Okay.
I'm desperate and a weird hungry trash bag, and I won't let like anything
Fuck
stop me.
me. Okay.
Nice.
I was in. I don't know if you caught it, but I started the animation for my Astral Heat.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm glad I
I
stopped
got just the beginning of the animation off.
Oh, did you want to show it off?
If we show it off, we'll do it in training. Do you want to do that real fast? Just to do.
Yeah, so I'll just set down the controller.
Because I don't know what hers looks like immediately, so it's like, why not?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it either.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about what it is. Let's do Aracune again. And we'll do like this version. This one.
Okay.
We'll go back to the Requiem. So, hopefully this won't take me very long.
George the 13th.
So Astral finishes, you need everyone to be on like 10%
Nope,
or something, right?
just one character.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't realize we had a literal soda Aracune, by the way. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't realize.
Should we start wrapping up final thoughts?
Yeah. Give me final thoughts.
I'm going to say again, I'm like super fuzzy on the details of our last video, in part because I was just looking up a bunch of the other BlazBlue videos to link them, because ooh, okay, what did it do?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was much closer.
I was uploading
there it is.
a bunch of the old art to my DeviantArt, and I wanted to link to everything. Okay, so it's just
fair enough. Yeah, it's just
spooky.
it's a big spooky.
Spookity.
That's fine.
Yeah, like I uploaded a bunch of stuff to DeviantArt, and I wanted to link to the videos where I drew those art. So, like, I was going through a bunch of stuff, and I was thinking, oh, I remember this thing, and somehow that pushed last week out of my head. Sorry about that.
That's
but
fine.
if you were to go to my DeviantArt name is Mega Rose. It's usually my name in places. Like, you can see art that's already been shown.
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.